Guys, I don't know if you ran into this problem with one of these little Briggs and Stratton carburetors that fit into the gas tanks here. It's like the 3 horsepower to 5 horsepower, 350 to 500 series engines. But the previous owner, I think, ran it. The gas it looked like tar, probably overheated. And what happens is right in here, the plastic warps like that. I tried using multiple gaskets here and it still leaked because I just couldn't overcome that curvature. So what I'm doing is I'm using a heat gun and I'm heating it up underneath. Simultaneously, I'm pressing down on the top. All right, and that's to get rid of that little gap there. You see that little gap right there? So I'm pressing down until that's gone. And then I'll just hold it until it cools. You can see that little gap there. Got my heat gun. Let's give this a shot. I'm pressing down while I heat it up. You don't want to do it too much because you don't want to melt it, obviously. Make sure you don't burn your fingers. You can see that's closing. All right, line it up again. Now, one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to wreck this circle there, right? So you gotta be careful about that. Because you mess up that opening and then the O-ring won't fit right, and then you got problems on top of that. I think we got it. Look at that. That looks a million times better. I think a gasket might hold it. Heat up the metal a little bit. That'll heat the plastic. Huh, it's looking good. I think we about have it. And I'm just looking for good enough so that, the gasket can stop the gas from coming out. It was really curved before, and now it's almost gone. So I'll see if this works. It's getting hot to hold. By the way, I took all the gas out of this first. I mean, this seems like a no-brainer, but there's a tendency to want to save time when doing this crap. Doing something like this with gas in it, there's no flame, there's no spark, but you never know. So, I mean, like 99.99% of the time, nothing's going to happen. But, well, hell, you hear about that 0.0001% all the time, right? And no one wants to make YouTube for the wrong reasons. All right, we'll give this a shot. All right, just hold that for a little bit. I'm going to let it cool down. Together again, and here's how I test it. Before, if I leaned it like this, gas would come out. All right. Hard Machines lawnmower, the one that had the leak. All right. I just mowed the lawn here in the front yard for about 15 minutes just to get it good and hot. Make sure that it was running really well. There are no leaks anywhere. So we'll look in here. All right. So here's the carburetor on top. Here's the gas tank. This was all pouring gas out everywhere around here. Now there's nothing. So using the heat gun worked. It did a great job, and this is the result. Now I'm going to post this online, and I'll sell it for about $65 today or tomorrow. I'll take my pictures against the garage door, as the backdrop, and then we'll see how it goes. But I'm pretty sure this one will sell for about $65. They normally do. Anywhere between $60 and $65 for these little lawnmowers. There's a lot of people that want them just to do edges and to do after they run their riding mower. They need something small to get under bushes and that type of thing. All right, so I hope this helps you guys. You guys might want to watch the little guy in action here. I always forget to turn them on, just so you can see it. All right, it should be warmed up, so I'm not going to bother priming it. And I got to hold that down. See, it runs perfect. These are great little engines, these little Briggs and Stratton engines. I was told they've been around for decades, and I can see why. It's such a simple design. And this is the first carburetor that I've run into where it was warped like that so that the gasket wouldn't hold. And I don't know how many of these things I've fixed, 50, 60? I have no idea, a lot, that's all I know. But they're really dependable. I mean, for small yards, of course, but really dependable. They start every time. I've seen them even with sand in the gas tank and all the carburetor corroded up, they still fire up and run. They're just tough as nails, these little guys. So there she is. I just got to tighten this thing up a little bit. There's another thing, you want people seeing that hanging there. They see something like that and they figure there's something wrong with it. You want that nice and tight up in there. So I'll just shorten this a little bit, retie it, and that'll be perfect.